far have you come in life?
I'm so excited that you're all here.
How far have you come in life? And are you content with who you are and what you have?
Ellen Degeneres once said, "It's failure that gives you the proper perspective on success." Learning and growing will always include failure. No one comes into this world with a handbook on how to live the perfect life. And fearing or avoiding failure is actually more harmful to your growth. You see, fearing failure slows down your growth and progress in your life. Of course, I'm not suggesting that failure is pleasant, although it can be. For example, if we acknowledge to ourselves that we realized more than we thought was possible, even though ultimately we weren't successful, then failure can be rewarding. But most of the time, failure can just be frustrating or tiring. What's important is to honor your feelings of failure rather than ignoring them, but in a way that doesn't let those feelings take you over. Instead, be sure to take control and turn around the situation at hand. Now, I'm often asked, what are common responses to failure? Well, there are a multitude, but to take the most problematic perspectives, they can be categorized into one of three following. First, the regret orientation. This perspective on failure has the person beat him or herself up over the past, constantly dwelling on what's already happened that they just can't change. But the reality is, you can't change that past. You can only move forward. Second is the catastrophizing mindset. A person builds up an image of a potential future outcome in their mind that's dire or disastrous, and then acts as though that imagined future will happen. A common reason people do this is because they've experienced multiple failures or mishaps in their past, so they tend to anticipate a similar outcome into their future. The thing is, the future hasn't happened yet, so it's always possible to imagine the best possible outcome too, and act as though that will be the eventuality into your future. And the third common response to failure is the should have or could have lines of thinking. Judgment about oneself or others relates to what ought to be rather than what actually was realized for a situation. For example, I should be better, or they should be better. The real challenge of this third common mistake is getting stuck in things needing to fit our preference for what we believe should happen rather than responding to what is happening. These three types of responses to failure are problematic because each hinders you from moving forward and finding your life's flow. If one or more of these three common responses to failure sounds like you, which is pretty normal by the way, then it's important to actively change your perspectives on failure into your future. Don't miss the opportunity of failing forward and growing. The solution for addressing these mindsets is to shift your perspective. Remember to take regular moments of pause to check in with yourself and how you're responding to your surroundings. Breaking habits is not simple, nor an instant task. It takes time and effort, but it certainly is possible. So focus on the present, on what's in front of you. Sure, use your past experiences as a learning point, but make sure not to dwell on them too much. And most importantly, remove judgment. Feeling the weight of negative judgments about your unsuccessful actions won't do you any good. Be sure never to lose sight of what you want to be, and always remember to never stop moving forward.